Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who know me, those of you who don't know me, and those of you who should know me by now, I am Patricia Axelrod, a.k.a. One Crazy Bitch, a.k.a. Me, Myself, and I. And I want to be your congresswoman. I know that I will not be able to be your congresswoman in this election, but in the next 2 years, I am going to prove to you why I am the right woman for the job. As everyone knows, I have been fighting my former employers for almost 2 years, going back and forth to court. I have had to fight for my food stamps with them, which I was eligible for, and it took me 8 months in an appeals hearing to even get those, because these employers continue to be crooks, criminals, and thieves. And I have all of this that I am going to show you is public knowledge, because it is on my small claims case, HES 1200125, Superior Courts of California, County of Riverside, Axelrod versus Neely, Moran, she's going by now, and Thiessen. Mr. Thiessen continues to represent himself as co-owner of the bar, and to prove that they are criminals, I have various activities in which they have committed criminal acts against people like me, you, and the taxpayers. I will also prove that a lot of government agencies knows what's going on, and they continue to do nothing about it, but they sit there and collect their checks. I have written things out because everybody who knows me knows that I'm very passionate, and being composed is not one of my strong points. So if you bear with me, I will show you what is happening, and I want you to know that greed doesn't start from the top. It starts from the bottom, and it works its way up. So, here we go, and welcome to my mini-series, True American Greed by Patricia Axelrod, a.k.a. One Crazy Bitch, a.k.a. Me, Myself, and I. If you think I'm crazy, I am crazy. I claim 3 different personalities, and that's because I had 3 women raise me. So, there it is there, on the block. Okay, well, here we go. On June 24th, 2011, Dirk Thiessen and Carrie Neely went to an unemployment court hearing because they were not paying their employees when wages were due, and they lost for not paying their employees when wages are due. In this unemployment court hearing, Dirk Thiessen says yes after Carrie Neely stated that he was co-owner of the bar. He states yes, he's co-owner of the bar. They sit through 45 minutes of an unemployment court hearing, and they never say, no, wait a minute, he's not co-owner of the bar. So now they're backpedaling. We're going back and forth to court, because Dirk wants his name taken off of this because he's a criminal. And as a criminal, you are not allowed to have a liquor license. So, on this CD, apparently, Dirk claims that the judge is a liar, and they never stated that he was the co-owner of the bar. You're right, he didn't state that he was the co-owner of the bar. Carrie Neely, the owner of the bar, the one that has her name on everything, is the one that claimed that he was the co-owner of the bar. Sorry about that. Crooks, criminals, and thieves, that's what we're dealing with. So, like I said, I had to go through a lot of stuff to get this CD to show that he was representing himself as co-owner of the bar, to the fact that I had to write a letter to unemployment, and then they didn't call me, so I called them, and they didn't call me back, so I called them a 3rd time. The 3rd time, I told them what I needed. They filled out some kind of form. They brought it forth in front of a judge, and the judge granted me the CD in which they claim to be co-owners of the bar, Tap Daddy's, aka Studio 51. So, like I said, I had to go there. It cost me $36 in gas. It cost me 191 miles on my car, and I had to do this all within 4 hours before I went to work. Okay, in February of 2011, I filed my small claims case, and it was for $210.99. My final pay, of which these employers confiscated and decided that they weren't going to give it to me like they have done several employees before. Only this girl doesn't let you get behind her and give it to her unless you're asked, and you weren't asked. So guess what? I took them to court and got my time cards and everything, my original time cards, and it ended up that they owed me way more than $210.99. It ended up that they stole $1,363 from me. Final judgment that was awarded to me on May 10th, 2012 was $1,428.99 and $70 in court costs. Also, I want it noted that this was our second appearance in front of a judge, the three of us, and at this appearance in May of 2012, the judge had asked Mr. Thiessen, have you ever gone to court and represented yourself as co-owner of the bar? And Mr. Thiessen's response was, well, kind of. I kind of have done that. So, I won that case. Mr. Thiessen is trying to get his name taken off of Tap Daddy's, aka Studio 51, because, in my opinion, they're crooked, and I can show you that they are not the most honest people around. So, in this court hearing, which was August 3rd, 2012, and that's why I'm doing this, everyone, that we just went to our final court hearing, and I'm done, and I want charges pressed, and somebody's going to listen to me because I have spent hundreds of dollars trying to get money of my own earnings. Remember, they're my earnings that these people have stolen from me. So, in this court hearing right here, where Dirk is trying to get his name taken off the bar, he states on August 3rd that even though he might sometimes implies, I think that's what the word was, that he is co-owner of the bar, he only does this to be there for moral support of his girlfriend of 7 years. Now, if you're not the co-owner of the bar, and you're only there for moral support, why did you sit through a 45-minute court hearing representing yourself as co-owner? Everybody knows in unemployment hearings you don't get moral support. If that was the case, I wouldn't have gone as Amy's witness. Her husband would have gone for moral support. So, everybody, he was there for moral support. What a good boyfriend you are. Now, reason being that Dirk cannot be co-owner of Tap Daddy's Studio 51 is because he is a criminal. Most of us are criminals, but he is a real criminal. He has prohibited persons own, possess firearms or ammo. Guilty. February 25th, 2007, it says that he was convicted. And when I say that most of us are criminals, I say we might speed and get a speeding ticket. That's considered criminal. We might, do certain things. That's considered criminal. But how many of us really do have prior serious convictions, prior felony convictions, and prior convictions with alleged strikes? I'm not one to say what's right or what's wrong, but I do know this much. Anybody with that record cannot have a liquor license in their name. They cannot be a co-owner of the bar. Whether they're a silent partner or not, That's illegal. You cannot do that. Sad thing is, ABC has known for over a year that Dirk, indeed, is co-owner of the bar, and that Dirk, indeed, has prior conviction strikes. Once again, people, this is not legal advice. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm showing you what I've done to get where I am and why you should think about considering me for your next congresswoman. What else? Okay, so when we went to court, Dirk had claimed that he had never seen this envelope, and this envelope happened to have been sent to the bar from San Jacinto City Council. They claimed that Dirk Thiessen of Studio 51, 2505 South San Jacinto Street, with the phone number and Dirk Thiessen's email address, was all a mistake. He never seen that. Apparently, from what Mr. Thiessen told the judge, which I just remembered, which is crazy, that all of this information that they got, he didn't fill it out. He only wrote a personalized check out of his business account, or out of his personal checking account that had nothing to do with her bar, that he only wrote that check because he was writing a check because she was unavailable, that he does that. But how on earth would the city of San Jacinto get all of his information plus his email if he didn't do it? Also, when we were in court, Dirk tried to say that I had stolen all of this information out of the mailbox going to the bar. To the point, he insinuated, he didn't say that I did it, he insinuated that I had stolen this information, to the point that he had the penal code on what the violation was, and how much the fine was, and what the prison time was. Really? I didn't steal this. All of this is public knowledge. I went to the San Jacinto City. I showed them that I had an award against them, a judgment against them, and that he was co-owner of the bar. The lady that runs the business licenses, her name is Deanna Sanchez. She personally gave this to me because apparently it is public knowledge. And I might want to tell you guys, I might have to do this in two things. I'm really sorry. I just want to get this over and done with and go on with other things that are more important. So, also while we were in front of a judge talking about the San Jacinto City, and Dirk claimed that he had never seen this envelope come through because he never saw it. I could tell you why he never saw it. Because if you happen to send any envelopes, these are the keys to the bar, in which they claim that I never sent the keys to the bar, and that's why they withheld my pay. Illegal. These are the keys to the bar. I sent them to 2505 South San Jacinto Street. I sent these keys February 24th, 2011, after I had consulted with an attorney. This letter came back, and it says that it was vacant, because remember, it's not just one letter that I have that came back, it's two letters. One from the city came back too, because these people do not accept their mail at this address. My question is, if you don't accept your mail at your address, why are you hiding something? Anybody who has a business has a P.O. box or an address or something that can be your mail can be sent to. My stupid phone is going off, so I have to tell you guys I'm so sorry. Hold on.